So we are going to start off by taking a nice and sticky base. Even though we applied a primer, we want our makeup, including our eye makeup, to last all day during Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. shadow stick, and this is in the color Little Miss Thing. And obviously you don't have to use the exact ones I use pretty much all drugstore. You can use high-end if you are more of a high-end girl. Just a nice and sticky but still nice and blendable eyeshadow base. This is more of a shimmery, nice light gold color, and it would really make those green eyes. So I'm going to be taking a pigment, and I'm really sorry I don't know the name, color, anything of this pigment, which is really bad guru skills of me. But it's just a like rusty gold kind of pigment, if you can see that. Oh gosh, look at me being a dumbass. There is color. It's Aro Amico 65. I guess there was a pigment color on there the entire time I've ever had this, and I've never noticed it, which is just hilarious because I've never filmed a tutorial with it, so that would be why. Well, YouTube makes us realize new things. I'm going to be taking my Eco Tools brush, and it is the shade brush. It's just a nice small brush, and I'm going to be tapping that all over that nice and sticky gold base that we just applied. And this eyeshadow look is very good for green eyes, but obviously any eye color you have, you can play up to it. I have some blue in my eye. I have a little bit of red in my eye, which is weird, you guys. I know. But really, it would probably look good with any color just because it's just, you know, those light, nice. So I'm going to be taking a matte brown. You can use any brown you want. I personally prefer matte for this look. And I'm just going to be taking my Beauty Professional number 22 blending crease brush. And I'm just going to be using a palette that I have. I think this was like the first palette I ever got. So we're taking a little walk back into Lexi's makeup land. And I'm just taking that matte brown right there. And you're just going to want to pack that onto your blending brush. I prefer blending brushes for doing the crease. I just feel like get it in there nice and good. And we're just going to apply that right in the crease and just blend that in there. Since this is a very neutral look, we don't want to make it too dramatic and smoked out, which is another reason why I chose a matte brown. You can do a lighter brown and darker brown depending on the exact shade of gold you have. So I'm just going to blend this out a little and do the other eye, and I'll be... So once you have that all blended in and nice, you're going to want to take an orange. And I don't know about you guys, but orange is the one color in my makeup collection and of eyeshadows that I do not have. I have one orange, and that's in a very shitty palette, so I definitely have to pick up an orange pigment or something. So I'm just going to be taking orange on a concealer brush. This is supposed to be for your face, but obviously I'm using it for something else. And I'm just going to gently pat that like right by your outer V crease. And this will just kind of give it a nice pop of color since it's pretty neutral. Give it a nice pop of color. And Thanksgiving, you know, if you think about the hand turkeys that you used to do when you were little, and you know, you had the orange and the red, and I don't know, I just kind of think of orange when I think of Thanksgiving. Call me weird, but that's what I think of. So you're gonna get something like this. So then after you take a fluffy blending brush, I can't talk, I like to use this one by Soho. It's just nice and fluffy, and I don't know, I like it. I picked it up at Walgreens like forever ago. After you take that, you just nice and gently blend it out. You're going to want to take a white. I prefer matte just because your entire eyelid's pretty shimmery because I used a shimmery orange. So yeah, and you're just going to want to put that on your inner tear duct to brighten it up, and then on your brow bone to do a little highlighting. So if you can kind of see the difference, I know I don't have the best quality, but it makes... So I just went right ahead and applied my liquid liner and my mascara. I did not do my waterline or tight line just because I want to keep it nice and neutral, especially because you're going to have family over, you know, you're eating. You really don't want to have to worry about your makeup or have, if you have family like me, who they are not a big fan of makeup at all, and they would rather see your ugly natural face than see you with any makeup on. That's my family. then you definitely don't want to have that super caked on makeup look. So I'm going to start off by taking a primer, and I'm taking the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer. And we're going to apply that all over our face, and you also want to make sure that you moisturize before you apply your primer, just because you want to make sure that your makeup's going to stay on and your face isn't going to have a bunch of dry spots and it's not going to be all cakey and gross. So pretty much this primer is really going to grab our foundation because we are using a mineral foundation. If you see my mascara just messed up. We are using a mineral foundation. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Mineral Power Natural Perfection Powder Foundation thing. Yeah. And I'm just going to be taking that on my e.l.f. Total Face Brush, which looks like that. Most face brushes don't have a bunch of pink dots on them, though. That's because of how I store my makeup brushes. This one decided to pick up pink dots. So you're just going to want to put some of that on your brush and just apply that on your face, down your neck. You don't want to be too overly grabby with it, like you don't want to put a lot of it on, but you also don't want to not put enough on. So how I do it is I just dip it and do that section of my face, that section of my face, and then this forehead T-zone section of my face. I know you're not supposed to blow on your brushes, but you don't want to have a bunch of excess powder either, because then you'll get a bunch of stains, and it won't be pleasant, guys. it won't be pleasant. So, like I said, we're keeping this very natural. You know, if you have freckles like me, you're going to let your natural freckle face shine through. If you have nice and flawless face, you can just skip right to the blush and bronzer because you're not going to need this part. So you're going to want to keep the bronzer nice and natural, so maybe just a couple shades darker than your natural skin tone, not too much. We're not really doing a lot of contouring or anything. I just have a really fat face because I'm naturally fat. And you just kind of want to give the illusion of having cheekbones, you know? And just warm up your face a little, because if you live in a state like me where there's snow on the ground already, Minnesota, then you definitely are losing your color. You're getting kind of pale, and you don't want to be pale. You want to have some color in your face, which is what bronzer does. So now we want to keep our blush nice and natural, just because, you know, we're going with that natural look. So I'm going to be using this one. I believe it's by the Color Workshop. I usually take it traveling, and that's about it. And you're just going to want to lightly dust that across the apples and a little up of your cheeks. You really don't need to smile for this because it's such a nice light and natural bronzer with those two different colors. It's matte, so, you know, you're not going to be looking like a shiny, shimmery ball. Like, do you guys see my Christmas tutorial? Now, that's going to be dramatic. I love going all out for Christmas parties and stuff. But then, just to do a nice and light highlight, I don't know if you guys have ever done this or if I'm just the only person that does this. I'm going to be taking my Bare Minerals eyeshadow, which is like this. I don't know how you describe it. It's like a nice pale white kind of color. And I'm just going to add some glisten and a tiny bit of shimmer to my face with this, just by dabbing that right there and just kind of blending that in a little. Just like that. So you're just kind of having a nice slight shimmer to that. And then let's move on to the... But we definitely do not want our lipstick going all over the place. So we are going to start off with the lip liner. If you know me, you know I'm not really a big fan of lip liners. I usually don't wear them. But I'm going to be taking this one by Milani in the color Satin Rose. And we're just going to line our lips. You don't need to overdraw them. The lip liner will just kind of ensure that your lipstick isn't slipping until you guys eat all your food. I'll overdraw my lips just the tiniest bit so I can make sure I have the right shape that I want. And of course, if you want a sharper Cupid's bow, you go right on ahead with that. And now we are just going to draw in the lips. Like so. And now here I'm going to be using a high-end lipstick. If you are not a lipstick junkie like me, you've probably never even thought about getting a Lancome lipstick. This is the one I have, and it is in Vintage Rose, and it's a sheen. And we're just going to put that right on top of the lip liner. So it's going to look like this. This is our entire makeup look. Eyes, face, and lips. It's just very natural. It's simple. Make sure if you guys try this look out, you tweet it or Instagram it to me. With my username on both is Lexi, then the down thing, Ray, I don't know, they're all linked down below. And then hashtag them Lexi Ray Rocks, just how it's spelled, on my YouTube username. And I always post pictures on my Instagram of it, so don't forget to check out my links. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to, eat a lot of food and have a great Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.